Hi, my name is Dr. Christine Murphy, and I'm really super duper pleased to record this very first welcome video to you. So let's get on with it. You probably have read, if you've had time, a bit of a bio on me, so I won't waste my time, that's online. But just to say to you that I'm still very current with the work that I do out there in the corporate sector, now as a consultant, as well as a lecturer that's employed as a casual. So therefore, I don't have an office in the city, and I do most of my work from home, other than obviously face-to-face lecturing, which I have done in the leadership and ethics space for 10 years. And in that time, of course, it's changed quite a bit, but the only common constant has been me. And I hope that's been a good thing. Certainly I've loved it, and I've loved every minute of meeting everybody. So I've done a few of the online course delivery, but mostly it's face-to-face. But I am really looking forward to meeting you all today. So let's get on with the first part of... Now I'm going to be referring to my right, or it could be your left, excuse me, so that I can just check on some of the information that on the course guide, so that I'm, got lipstick, so that I can make sure that I'm giving you the right information. So we're going to be seeing each other and talking to each other and writing to each other quite a bit. And I hope that I'll manage not to bombard you with too much written information, but it's going to be a combination. Look, you, as an online student, it's super important that we get a good relationship and a group relationship happening. So it's important that we try and take advantage of each other's knowledge and information and experiences, and that means you know, you've got as much to contribute as I do in many ways, because a lot of this information will be different for all of you, and the way in which you interpret it and the way we discuss it. So it's critically important that you are participating in all of the discussions online, and also when we get together on, hopefully, I'm putting forward Thursday night at this stage. Spoken to a couple of people. If you read in the discussions under week 12 of all places, you'll see Amber and I think Fong, I think that's how I might try and pronounce it. Forgive me, Fong, if it's incorrect. So far we've had a couple of people anyway who've suggested when it would work for them. Now I promise you it's not going to work for everybody. I know that's the case, and we will do some recorded stuff, but in large part when we catch up with each other on a live chat, I'm not recording these because these are not lessons and they're not webinars. What I will offer to you in terms of conversation, information relating to the previous week's readings. So we'll be sort of 1 week behind to give you enough time to read, consider, put any comments online on the discussion board, and then we will have a quick conversation about that. And we'll also just touch on the reading of the week for you, because I'm assuming that you, not just assuming, I've seen all your backgrounds. I've tried to get a photo of each of you and look at your LinkedIn and to get a bit of a sense. And so I have a poster now with everyone's faces, and I think except a couple, and I've sent emails to you to ask you, could you give me a photograph? So the point being that our online chats, and that's what they'll be an interactive discussion. Your questions, anything to do with the course, you're able to throw in there as well. But this is really kind of like a recap of the readings. Anything that you've stuck on, I'll also comment on your discussion board interaction. So I'd like it, if possible, for you, even though it's in your course guide, it says you don't have to input on a weekly basis regularly. My hope is for you and for the rest of your cohort that you will try to be as current as you can. That means that everybody gets the benefit. Otherwise, people don't have time to go back over when they're at unit 4 or 5 to go back to unit 2. It's enough just to sort of try and keep abreast of it. You don't have to write much, and you certainly do not, on the discussion board, need to reference. So please don't think that you've got to go into like an essay format. That's not required. It is a discussion board, okay? And it's exactly what that is, discussion. Not referenced, because this is for you to feel you can write about how you feel on top of your head, some experiences that you might have had, and we don't want it to take hours. Yes, it is worth 20% of your entire course, so that's significant. However, it's not something that goes through Turnitin, and it is exactly a discussion-based forum. So I hope that's sort of clear as mud. And as you've already seen, or some of you have, excuse me, I'm going to have a mouthful of my coffee. As you've already possibly seen, I'm responding directly in your comments, not below your comments, because I want to actually get you used to the fact that where something is specific, I'll go in there in red, just so that everyone can see that it's not your comment, it's mine, and support what you're saying, or ask you, if there's more information that you might want to share on that or clarify. So I'll be doing that where possible, but I will only be doing it sort of 1 week ahead of the next. So in other words, if you're late in responding, I won't be making comments or going back over it. It's enough for all of us to just keep going forward. So there is really useful ideas around, and you'll get a bit of a sense of me challenging your thought processes or giving you other alternative ideas, or supporting, of course, what you've been saying. So I hope that your discussion board is going to be a critical aspect of you feeling like you're part of a group. And in the mainstream MBA, and some of you have done some face-to-face work, one of the advantages, of course, is the sharing in the same room at the same time, because you just get such a lot out of that. And particularly with the very diverse, as you all are coming to this course with very diverse backgrounds and experiences, this is just a wealth of gold that you'll only get. So my encouragement, once again, to stay current, or as current as you can, with the inputs on discussion board, 20%. And of course that discussion board is noted as assessment 1. However, the date for assessment 1 follows assessment 2. So in other words, the date that you are due for assessment 1 is not until the 13th of October, which is at I think the conclusion of week 11, or week 11, unit 11. Okay? And there's 1 week where you're not required to input on discussion board. I think it must be the week that we have a break, semester break. So other than that, you're really expected to complete all of the weeks up to week 11, with the exception of that 1 week. And it does say it on there. I think it's 6 or so, week 6, unit 6. So yes, that assessment 1 is not due until the 13th of October. And no doubt you've already put that in your diaries. And if you haven't, probably a good thing that you do sooner rather than later. Now the other one, the next one is, next assessment, of course, is your case analysis. And there's 5 questions, and they relate to the first 5 units of reading the articles within that. So I will be encouraging you to really take notice of and be mindful all the time of the placement of the readings, because obviously they're there for you to be forming a view. And so just check on that assessment and highlight the readings in particular that they're talking about. In the case study of Right Away and All at Once, How We Saved Continental by Brenneman. That's going to be one of many, and so just highlight those readings straight away and go, right, well, these are going to be part of the first 5 weeks. Of course, all of the readings for the first 5 weeks are, encouraged, even the supplementary readings, because they will assist you to compare and contrast ideas and thoughts and models, etc. So that's number 2, and that's due on the 9th of September. So that's the very first assessment that's due, and that falls after the first 5 units. So 9th of the 9th, 2019, there could be some, if anyone's a numbers person, they might be able to share some significance of 9, 9 and 9. It's not 666 anyway. That's good. So that's the case analysis. That's worth 30%. So again, nothing to sneeze at. And we can talk, and I can give you some more advice around that as we get closer to the 9th of the 9th. At the moment, it seems like it's at least a little ways away. But I will be, and we'll talk about it either in on our chat, on our video chats, or certainly I'll be recording stuff for you. Then the final piece of assessment, which falls on the 21st of the 10th, the 21st of October, is your essay, and that's 3,500 words, and it's an important piece because it's worth 50% of your entire mark. Now, your final assessment has been changed from what we've normally used in the past. So I won't have any samples to provide you with, which I normally do, but we can talk through what that's about a little later on. So we have 3 pieces of assessment. 1 is the weekly contributions, 2 is the case analysis, and 3 is the essay. I think the case analysis is about 2,500 words. The essay is 3,500 words, and now the weekly contribution, some of you will be thinking, well, how many words am I supposed to write? And there is no word count for that. But it will be reflected in the quality, not the quantity of what you're saying. The quantity is not what we're looking for here, but quality certainly is. And that means, for me already, I want to encourage you to ensure your comments are not telling us about how perfect everything is or perfect your world is or that you are. I'm sure you wouldn't. But what I want you to be doing is to be open and honest about your challenges, your struggles. The more we do that, the richer the experience, and the more you give others permission to also be honest, rather than gild the lily, as they say. Because, we don't learn a lot from success, even though it's great and we get a good pat on the back and feels terrific. The best learning is through our mistakes and what we gained from that. That's where the gold is, and that's what we're going to be digging for or panning for. Because that's where we can all share our learnings. And believe you me, the person you're looking at right now is a past master at making mistakes. So I'll be sharing lots of my boo-boos and what I've learned, I hope. And I'm still learning. So what else? I think probably that'll do for today. But I am looking forward to all of the work that we're going to do together, and sharing my favourite readings and where I sit on things. Oh, but I must remember to remind you, if you haven't already done your octogram, then please go in and do that now, because I want to in one of the first sessions on our chat, I want to share with you not only your own but the group's octograms and see and talk about how different we all are. And look, I'm sure in your own worlds you've done lots of these tests before, so none of this will be a big surprise. It should validate some of the other tests you've done, but it might share and open and reveal some new things. So remember, there's the Johari window that I want you to have done, and also the Myers-Briggs type Jungian test. And I did mention in my announcement that it replaces the test in your workbook, in your course guide online, but you're welcome to do both if you want. This just is an online tool, and that means that it's not manual and you get a report which is useful. You can use the images or stuff in your essay at the end, if it's relevant, of course. So you've got those to do, and I'll be reminding those who haven't yet done it that they need to do that sooner rather than later. So, all right. Well, it's lovely to meet you, even if it's only virtual. I'm looking forward to challenging you a lot, and hopefully you'll gain a lot out of it. I've certainly had many classes where comments around how much they've gained from this course. The course material is excellent, and I enjoy delivering it. So see you very, very soon, and looking forward to reading your comments online. See ya. Bye.